In this video, we get hands-on training from Mr. Samuel, the head gardener at Trees for Zambia. With decades of experience in seed collecting, growing trees, and landscaping, the practical insights that Mr. Samuel shares with us will hopefully inspire us to collect seeds for ourselves so that we can grow our own trees. Alright, we're in the nursery here with Mr. Sam, the head propagator at Trees for Zambia, and he has been nice enough to take out his seed box.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Sam, you're saying that these are some of the seeds that you will be germinating on a yearly basis. Can you just talk us through some of these different seeds that are here?
Yes, this like for these ones, you see, this is the Fedhebia albida, the Anna tree, Fedhebia.
Musangu,
Musangu,
also
yes,
called,
it's
yeah.
the seeds, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, are a lot of these kinds of more acacias, they all look very similar. If somebody mixed these together, are you still going to be able to tell which is which?
Which is which, yes. Like for that one, that's this Acacia siberiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah, siberiana. And this is the Brachystegia seeds. You can see. Brachystegia.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit different from the acacias.
Yeah.
Now, how easy are Brachystegias to grow?
These are quite easy, they germinate quite well, but for them to reach a certain stage, they take time,
Yeah, so they can get germinated, they just might not necessarily grow very much, unfortunately.
And this is the Diospras mispriformis.
Oh, jackalberry.
Jackalberry, yes.
And these ones are easy to grow?
These are easiest.
Oh, okay.
Very easiest.
So...
And here you've got some sausage seeds, Kegeria africana, that's the seed there. Mm-hmm. That's the seed for the Kegeria africana.
Now, Kegelia has a very hard fruit. How do you get these out of the fruit?
You just break it.
You just break it, physical force?
Yeah. Break it, and if in one, that big sausage there, you can find 500 seeds in one.
Plenty seeds.
Yes, plenty, yes. And in here, this is the Erythrina absinica. You can see.
Coral tree.
The coral tree, yeah. Those are the seeds
beautiful seeds on those, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then another one that has black and red in them.
Yeah.
Is this for Mupapa?
Mupapa, yes.
Or Afzelia?
Yes.
Now, when you are planting the seeds, how do you go about planting?
So it depends. Like for the acacias, they're just quite difficult actually. Mm-hmm. You may just put it in a pot here to just maybe take for months and months minus germinating. So there's a certain trick which I use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just cut them just by the side and soak it for a night.
You cut it with what?
Maybe if you got a sector or a nail cutter.
Okay, just a little on the edge there.
Just by the corner there. Mm-hmm. See this eye, there's an eye there.
Yeah.
Just cut there and soak it for a night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just soaking in normal temperature water?
Just normal temperature water, just for a night, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And take it the following day, just put it in the mulch there, just see the eye just come out.
Oh, okay, and it'll start to germinate very quickly at that
take
stage.
It from there and just put it in the pot, just like that. Just a little bit on top.
So would you do that with all of these tree seeds in terms of planting them into these pots first?
Yes, but for these big ones, yes. But for the small ones, just use some trays. Like
a tray like this here, essentially?
No, like that one. Let's say for the figs.
Okay,
for example, for the fig trees.
Yeah.
The seeds, they're quite very small, so you put them in there.
Almost like a grain of sand in that sense, isn't it?
Yes, just put them in a tray.
And then you, as they get bigger, you'll prick them out and then put them into these kinds of size pots. Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Now, you said with the Fedherbia you nick it.
Yes.
Do you have to do that with all of these seeds, or just with certain ones?
For these ones, actually for the acacias only.
For the acacias, yes. For the Mupapa?
No, you don't do that.
You don't have to worry about that.
No.
And the Erythrina?
Erythrina also, I do that. Erythrina.
You do nick it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, if it has a very hard seed coat,
yes,
you have to give it some kind of damage for it to then soak in.
Yeah. Same like the baobab also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just plant it there. Like it takes some
months, if anything.
Yes. But
so you speed up the process very quickly then.
Yes.
So then how long would the plants be in these pots for?
So it depends how it germinates. It's in a certain stage like that size, and then take it out
into a bigger plastic.
Yes.
So these kaya behind are getting almost to that size to be transplanted out
yes,
now, is
yes.
it?
These are ready to go in those bags. Yes.
And what happens if they stay in these bags?
The trouble is that the roots will start coming out from the hisiki. From the bottom
Okay.
there. Yeah.
So it'll basically root right through into the
once
ground.
Once you disturb it, it's dying again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the area the better. So it's the right time to transplant them now. Yeah. Before damaging the roots.
So from the time that you get the germination to this stage, roughly how long is that going to take? You think?
Should be about 4 months somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, so very quick.
Yeah.
For kaya.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yes, these are fast. Yes.
Yeah. There's others that would be much slower than I take it in the end.
Yes.
And is there a special soil mix that you use?
No, it's just the
planting?
topsoil actually.
Just topsoil at this stage.
Yeah.
And then when you're transplanting into larger pots.
That's why we use that compost there.
And that is with their compost of 50% manure, 50% soil, topsoil as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go and have a look at the transplanting process?
Yeah.
I'm curious what fruit tree this is now. Not anything that I find very obvious.
Yes.
All right, so we've got 2 kayas here.
That's the kaya and this the masikiri. They don't have Morgan.
Oh, this is what it looks like early on. I wouldn't recognize it because it then doesn't have the proper leaf yet, I suppose. And the baby leaves are quite different.
Yeah.
This is Dregiana.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tracheria Dregiana.
So so these are both fairly fast growing.
Yes, yeah.
So then at this stage, when you're transplanting it into quite a bit larger of a pot, is there a possibility that sometimes, with fast growing, it has no problem going into a big pot like this because the roots can fill fairly quickly.
Very quickly, yes.
For some of the slower growing species, would you still transplant it into such a big pot like this immediately, or would you?
The same bags is fine.
The same bags is fine.
Yeah.
Even filling them all the way up top.
No, just halfway the way it is like this.
All right, so
you see, for example, you see the roots there.
Yeah, they're pushing out on both.
They're overgrown in this bag, so they need to be put into a big bag.
Now, when transplanting, do you cut these or do you try and save these roots as well?
No, just leave them like that.
You can just leave them like that, okay?
So just do like that. You shake it a little bit.
Okay.
And hold it like that, you see?
Yeah. Fold the... Whoop. And there it comes. Mine came a little easier than yours. And then gently put it down.
Yeah. Then add in some soil.
So now it will be quite happy for the next little while.
Yes, yes.
How long will this bag work for these trees?
To be there to a certain stage, about that, somewhere there.
So that would be maybe what, 1, maybe 2 years growth before you'd
maybe just
move it to another one, or maybe
so
just
from
one?
there, just leave it from there. It can be ready for sale. Just in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So add in some water.
Give them a good drain. So you're adding enough water that's also going to go down the whole soil column, isn't it?
Yes.
And then once these are ready, how often are you having to water these in the nursery?
In the nursery, maybe normally, since like this time it's getting hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the hot weather more regularly?
Yes, regular, yes.
Maybe once, twice a week, is it or so?
No, like this time, it's every day actually.
Really?
Yeah,
That much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the hotness,
Yes.
yes.
Once the hot weather is
Yeah,
is on us, then we have to be more
Yes.
specific about it. In the dry season, then after the rains finish, how much would you water in the nursery?
Maybe just after one day. Water after one day.
Oh, so still a fairly regular
Yes.
watering schedule
Yeah.
on this. But these ones are thirsty trees, isn't it?
Yes, they need lots of water actually.
Same thing with figs and things like that.
Yeah.
But the acacias, you wouldn't have to water
No,
that much,
no.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So your mix is about 50% compost, 50% manure, sorry, and 50% topsoil.
Yes.
Is that what you would recommend, or can people play around with that mix a little more? Could they do more topsoil if they don't have as much manure? What would you suggest?
Maybe they can do more manure.
So more manure is usually better than going more with topsoil or
Yes,
something
yes,
along those
yeah.
lines. And does any manure work, or is there a specific manure that you would recommend?
Recommend, especially the cow manure is the best actually.
Cow manure is better than
Yeah.
anything else effectively. But this, I take it, is also well rotted manure.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
not fresh. Okie dokie. And in terms of watering, for people that don't have regular access to water, how would they be able to maybe grow indigenous plants successfully as well? Is there other means that which they could maybe prolong the period of what they'd have to be watering the plants? Is that possible?
It depends. Maybe mostly they should just plant them maybe during rain season actually.
Okay.
It's easier, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially going along with the
Yeah.
natural cycle that we
Yes.
have in the
Yes.
system and stuff like that. And would you then suggest for those people to plant certain trees over others? Because obviously if Kaya and Trichilia are quite thirsty, would there be better trees for them to grow in drier environments?
Yeah.
Which would maybe any suggestions?
Maybe like figs.
The figs.
Yes.
Okay, and
Figs,
how?
some Athrenas, yeah.
Sorry.
Figs, some Athrenas, and maybe some acacias also.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So those that, and I suppose they could also be looking at what is already growing around them
Yes,
naturally,
yes, yeah.
and then to be able to capitalize on those. What about the ghost tree? How well does the ghost tree do?
So that one also because drought resistance. That one
Yeah,
is good. Yeah.
it grows in very dry areas
Yeah,
to
yeah.
begin with and
Yes.
stuff like that. All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you, sir.
We hope that this encourages more people to grow some of our indigenous trees.
Yes, yes.
And hopefully they will be visiting you more for more
Yeah.
information on what
Yeah,
they
sure,
can
sure.
grow.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You're welcome.